Video. I know a few people weren't happy in my loan video. They contacted me privately. I know if one government employee is not very pleased with my statement, but too bad. And it's a free country. And I understand why you'd be upset. I know you want to be a Soviet country. I know I understand that. I can see that. But what I said at the time of the whole Ireland wants to become a wannabe Soviet state. And they wouldn't happy that they probably want to be a Soviet state. And they don't want to be a wannabe. They want to be the Soviet Union, the new Soviet Union. And they're very upset about that. I have to say, they're very upset, a few people, about that. But I won't withdraw my mark. I won't withdraw. That's what I take. And again, my reasons for this is that we've been treated as buffoons. Like in the Soviet Union, you wouldn't allowed to ask questions. Here, you're not allowed to ask questions. If you challenge a politician or anything like that, you nearly get shot dead by the media. Again, it's very questionable things happen. And actually, they're seriously questionable things. I think in the Soviet Union, they were more honest with people and more direct with people. In this country, at least in the Soviet Union, they tried to hide what they were doing. In this country, they're robbing us right in front of our eyes. Literally, we're standing, literally coming into our houses at this moment in time and coming around and doing whatever they like. Again, I stick by my word. Me whole man is the new Joseph Stalin. He really is. There's no looking around it. Like, you think about this for a second. I can name 100 things off the top of my head. Like, again, think about this for a second. Government, all the TDs in Dublin got a pay rise. All the TDs in Shannon and on the top of County Council is getting a pay rise. Now, let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in. Everybody else is out of work and on the dole and on different schemes. And let that just sink in. Let that sink in for 2 seconds. Because, again, that really tells you all you need to know. That they don't care. They really don't care. Because they cut the COVID unemployment payment to make sure they were paid. And to make sure Seamus Wolf and the rest of his cronies in the government were well paid. And that they were given the best treatment possible. And to hell and to back with the peasants, as they often say, in Soviet Russia. And that's Ireland's game at the moment. They don't care about the poor people. They don't care about the working class people. They only care about the rich establishment. They only care about the developers, the bankers. That's all they care about. And as long as they get that money, they couldn't give a damn if we all lie in the shock. And that's just putting it straight. Yeah, I raised my case. I rest my case. Really, I really rest my case. But I will not withdraw my comment. I stand by it. I still stand by it. Because, again, unless they do something that changes my mind, unless they come along and say, you know what, we're going to change this whole government, we're going to try and be friends of the people, not be enemies of the people. Which is what they are. The government in this country are enemies of this people and of this state. And treating us like enemies. They're treating us like prisoners in our own country. They're treating us like enemies in our own country. And that's what the government is. Literally every 10 seconds, just knocking us down, punching us down. With everything they do. With everything they do, they have done really nothing that's worth a damn they've done in this country. They've just been taxing, knocking us down, kicking us down. That's all they've been doing the last few years. Never anything useful. House prices, young people can't afford a house. We're putting price of diesel and petrol, people can't afford a car. Again, they're not being good to people. They're not treating people with some kind of dignity. But they're treating the bankers and the developers. Don't worry about that. They'll be treated with the highest dignity, even though they were responsible for the financial crash. And nothing's been done with them. They're still walking around. People who caused that are still walking around the streets. Nothing's been done about it. Loads of people committed suicide when the banks collapsed. And nothing was done about them. A few months in prison. Probably got a luxury TV, a bat, fucking hot tubs. Literally, this is what we're talking about at the moment. And these people are still walking around these banks, Anglo-Irish Bank and the rest of that, still walking around like they're scot-free. And this is a want to be Soviet state. And that's as simple as that.